Hi, everybody! So, the film series is almost over, summer is almost over, time has been flying by, but anybody would wonder, what other genres are there left? They've done sci-fi, they've done rom-coms, they've combined genres. What is there left? Right when you thought we would run out of stuff to talk about, nope, we came back. So today we're talking about Netflix originals, because boy oh boy do we have some stuff to talk about. And we have our favorite neighborhood movie TV show binger, Saisha. Welcome back. We've missed you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Well, you know the drill if you've been keeping up with the series, or if you're new, we have a list. Well, I don't have a list because,
I don't have one either.
It's just my list we're going off today.
you know, coincidentally, today is about Netflix originals, and I don't even have Netflix, which is quite convenient. So, as usual, I will be shadowing in the background, and these two will help me blabber away. Let's get started.
Okay, so, well, actually, no, Charlie didn't say. We were just talking before. She said she doesn't like to watch Netflix originals because they're stupid and they're dumb. I completely agree with that sentiment. I don't like Netflix originals at all. I think they have no place in society. So, I came up with a list of ones that I've heard about and some that I've actually watched. And I'll just try to talk about each one. Okay, so I'll go from the start. We have The Kissing Booth. Oh my god, this one has been talked about so much. I don't even know actually what the story is about. All I know is like it's one of those like high school dramas with a girl and like two boys and stuff. I think like she doesn't fall in love, but she likes her guy friend's brother or something like that, and then there's like a booth for kissing. I don't even remember I think I watched the trailer once and decided it was pretty bad. I think the story even came from Wattpad, which makes it 10 times worse. If it comes from Wattpad, it's probably bad. That's what I've learned. Yeah, so I think they came out with like another movie, but overall it's just really dumb. And they like, I feel like now that I'm also I'm not fully, but I'm in high school, I realize like they're so dumb and they completely misportray the high school experience. Like high school students don't have time for that stuff. I don't know how they think that, high school students are like dating around and kissing and whatnot. While I'm here writing 5 essays, studying for 2 tests, and doing 3 assignments. Like, it's not realistic. So I don't like that about a lot of the teen movies. And a lot of Netflix originals are teen movies. They're either like teen movies or comedian stand-ups or some random shows, there's nothing good. So there's that.
Basic.
Opinions. Basic, yeah. Opinions, comments.
Silence. Crickets.
Crickets.
I've never watched it before, but I've heard there's gonna be a third one coming soon, so fingers crossed.
I mean, don't movie series usually just go downhill?
They do though, yeah.
Well, to be honest, The Kissing Booth wasn't on a hill. It's just there. It can't even go downhill.
True. They just burrow deeper underground until they melt into lava.
Yeah.
No, it was just a prairie. It's on a prairie. Yeah. Okay, next one. This one I also have not watched, but I've heard a lot about. It has Noah Centineo, whatever his name is. It's called Sierra Burgess' Loser. It's one of those like typical high school movies where it's like the ugly duckling but there's like the hot jock, and then like they somehow fall in love, but then she's like, but you're not like you. How can you like me? I'm so nerdy and weird. And then he's like, I just love you. And then she takes off her glasses and becomes a whole different person.
Oh my god.
I think it's something like that, but it's like yeah, basically that's the basic plot line of it. I didn't watch it, but I find any teen movie, or actually for that matter, any Noah Centineo movie is dumb, especially the Netflix original ones. He's like, I can get how people like him. He seems pretty boring to me, but yeah. I watched the trailer again for this one. It looked so boring. It looked like one of those typical high school movies from the 2000s, and not even those good ones, like the bad ones. So,
What would be an example of a good one?
a good one? Oh, that's a hard one. um, oh man, maybe what a girl wants. I think that's a pretty good teen movie. I think. Yeah, that's
Char
that's the only
agrees.
one I can think of.
Okay,
Charlotte
we've got a
agrees.
nod of approval.
Yes. And here's another. Okay, so we're done with that because there's really not much to say about that. Here comes another one. Okay, this
Oh,
one
boy.
is a show. The first two were a movie, but this one's a show. It was really, really popular at the start of lockdown. I don't know why. It's called Outer Banks. I feel like a lot of
Oh.
people have heard of it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I hear an O from Brianna, so she must know.
From someone who doesn't have Netflix and she knows about it. Wow. Yeah, I feel
From
like-
someone who has Netflix and still hasn't known about it. But sure.
Char, what do you even watch on Netflix?
Exactly. What do I even watch on Netflix?
I'm asking you. Why are you asking it back to me?
Because I feel like I sort of forgot my Netflix account and it's just there.
This is rotting.
And I don't even watch it.
Oh. God, yeah. I hope you're not paying for the subscription. Oop.
Ooh, ooh.
Oop. Oop. Anyway, so back to Outer Banks. I feel like it's one of those shows. Some of Netflix's shows has really good like social media promotions,
Yeah.
and like if it's all over Instagram and Google and YouTube. Oh, YouTube.
Mhm.
And then they get like, because Netflix I feel like has so many connections with like
Yeah.
big interviewing brands, and then brands, committees. I don't even know what they're called, but like interviewing centers. I don't know. I'm not part of that world, but but you know what I mean. So like if they get their cast promoted and the cast just goes on like a bajillion different interviews and it's all over YouTube and it's trending on YouTube in US and everywhere. Yeah. Of course, in that way I would hear about it. If it's
Yeah.
everywhere. Who wouldn't hear about it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Another example would probably be Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, I feel like everyone knows Stranger Things, whether you have Netflix or not. Everyone knows it. Oh, I should have added it to the list. I was actually gonna add it, but I didn't know about.
We
Yeah,
kind
maybe
of
we can
talked
talk about it.
briefly about Stranger Things and like, oh, there's Enola Holmes as well. In the
Yeah.
Mystery Spy episode. Click
Oh, yeah.
the little eye in the corner if you want to go watch that. Listen to that. It's also featuring Saisha. Lovely
Yep.
Saisha. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. What to say about Outer Banks? Okay, yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like, there's some things that, like, promotions, of course, help a TV show. But also, people found the main actors, like, really, really attractive. So that also helped in the rise of the show. But, I tried to watch the first episode. It wasn't really interesting to me. And it seemed like one of those, like, I feel, okay, this is just a general thought. Forget the whole Netflix originals. There needs to be like innovation, creativity in the teen genre. Like they're all the same thing. And I feel like Outer Banks follows that same cliche teen plot line. Even though it's like a different plot than a lot of teen shows, but there's still like that like weird like romance subplot and stuff like that that's just not needed, or like stuff like that. So I don't know. I didn't find Outer Banks that great, but I know it was really popular. So
Yeah, I think the main reason of the popularity is definitely the attractiveness of the cast. Probably that. I haven't watched it, so would you say they're decent actors at least? Or is it just their attractiveness that makes up for the lack of talent?
I actually only watched like probably 5 or 10 minutes of the first episode and then left it at that. So I don't exactly. I think they might have been okay, like decent, like yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. I think even if you don't have Netflix, you know about this one. It's called To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It has Noah Scented Mayo again. Again. Oh my god. What to even say? Okay, I actually watched the first movie. I actually liked it. And then I watched the second movie and I liked it. And then there was like a really long gap between the first, not between the first and second, between the second and third movie. And so I think it was actually like a month or two back, I decided to watch or like try to watch the third movie. But what I noticed is that it's so cringy. Like it's so weird. Like it's like I can't even explain how awkward it is. It's like they're sitting on a couch and then it's like this weird romance, like it's supposed to be cute or whatever, but it just looks weird. So I mean, maybe the first or two movies were good, but they should have ended it there. Like, they didn't need to show Lara Jean going to college. We didn't need that. It would have been fine if they left it at the whole love triangle thing in the last movie. But no, they wanted to capitalize more on the popularity, so they decided to release a not so great film. I think what I liked about this movie was that it kind of like showed her, Lara Jean exploring her culture, which was, I guess, kind of good. But that was only for like 5 minutes, I think. So I don't know if it's that great, but because I mean, I only watched like 10 minutes of it. I actually think my attention span is not that great, so I can't really watch stuff. But yeah, but basically, if like my overall consensus is that the word? Yeah, consensus on the movie is, or like the movie series, is that it was good up until like the first or second movie, and then it just went downhill. I mean, I think it was on like a bump, you know. It was like a bump that kind of like looked like a hill, but then the bump just landed straight.
What has
into,
this
like,
turned into? Us just describing hills and geography and some geographical forms of the earth?
Oh my god, I really don't know. Oh,
Name
I
a
don't-
series that like hasn't gone downhill in the last movie.
The last movie. Does it have to be Netflix original?
No, just any that hasn't gone downhill. I think most
What
go.
if it went downhill and then it got up and then it has the potential to go down again, just like a roller coaster,
Wait, which
not
one?
essentially downhill?
Which one?
Mission Impossible.
Oh, we talked about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Click the description. It's in the little corner there. Okay, anyway.
Maybe the Harry Potter movie series. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe maybe Spider-Man? Like the one with Tom Holland, though.
I don't want.
I've never watched like the whole series, so no comments on that.
Yeah. But I think that one's probably the only one that's been pretty good so far. So yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
So that's that. On to the next one. Do we have? I think I'll skip this one. Okay. Next one.
Wait, what?
Oh
what?
my-
Tell us why. What? Tell us your feelings.
I was gonna skip Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt because I don't know. I guess I can talk about it. Yeah. Okay, so it's a TV series. It's I don't know. It's kind of got like these childish vibes, but it's not childish.
What?
Just the main character is childish.
Mhm.
It's kind of cringy, and it kind of looks like low production cost. You know, like it doesn't look like there was a lot of effort put into it, or like I don't know. It could have been better. So that's why I was gonna skip because there's not much to say about it. So there's
I
that.
I think he just pretty much summed up every Netflix original.
I did though, because I feel like so many Netflix originals, like look really low, like production cost. You know, like they just don't look like there's a lot of effort. Like they just try to make a quick buck on whatever they can. They take out whatever popular actor or actress there is, put her
Yes.
in a movie, put them in a movie, some basic plot line, and just make the movie. You know.
You know, the thing about the actor point, though, I feel like Netflix is honestly like, there's just so many originals. Like, I feel like compared to the amount of originals that they make in total, the amount of known ones or like popular mainstream ones is not that many. Because I think
Yeah.
I saw someone mention in a YouTube video that, like, if you do acting jobs, like, if you search up acting jobs in your city or something, the ones that'll pop up are somehow associated with Netflix. So that kind of like made me a little confused, a little confuzzled because like does that mean they only prefer to hire professional actors, which is kind of the point we're leaning to right now, or do they just have like a bunch of small actors and like giving them, I don't know, a boost, which is pretty interesting. Opinions,
Yeah.
anybody?
Yeah, no, I think actually Netflix does hire a lot of small actors. A lot of their originals do have small actors.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've seen like they what they do with the ones with small actors, and they promote it a lot. But the ones with not like very very big actors, or not small actors, they don't promote it that much. That's what I've noticed. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like they just promote it equally. Maybe I just watch YouTube too much and I just get too many ads. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just I think it's a personal pattern I've noticed, but
What's your
Yeah, I'm not
next
sure.
movie show?
my next is okay. I think this is another one of those like even if you don't have Netflix, you might have heard of it. It's called Tall Girl.
Ah.
This one is so freaking dumb. I don't know what the actors or the producers, writers to even create this monstrosity that is a movie, but it is bad. It is so bad.
Charlotte
like-
is head palming. She's face palming. She's face palming. She's just like sinking into her hand.
She is.
I don't even have the courage to like directly face this movie series or any Netflix originals.
Yeah, you've been very quiet so far. Usually you have so many complaints. But
Cause like
her complaints have skyrocketed to the point where she can't even face them anymore. Oh boy.
here's the thing. So I know that a lot of Netflix originals are dumb, and I don't want to invest like a week binging it. So I usually just watch those YouTubers complaining and roasting them, and then I forget about them.
Yeah.
Like, I once used 2 hours to watch a roasting video on Riverdale, and now I forgot everything. So, yay, 2 hours of my life wasted.
I actually was gonna add Riverdale to the list, but I think it was first a CW show, which is so it's not really a Netflix original, but now it's on Netflix. I don't know if I should add it. Maybe we can talk about it later. But yeah, Tall Girl. Oh god. Uh-oh. So it has the girl. So the main actress, she's playing James Bonds, and she was like made fun of her height and stuff. So I guess she wanted to make a movie and motivating people who are really tall. I don't know. I didn't really see the point. I think the point was that they were basically like, love yourself, you have no imperfections, blah 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 blah. You know. So it was just one of those type of basic movies. But what really annoyed me again, that low production, that low effort. There are some good Netflix movies. It's just there's not like equal effort, you know. Like there's this one movie, I think it's Netflix original, I'm pretty sure. It's called The White Tiger. That one is like so like you can tell there's a lot of effort put into it. But this Tall Girl movie, I man, the acting horrible, the writing horrible, the production horrible, the directing horrible, the casting horrible, except for the Swedish guy. He's pretty in. But otherwise, it's pretty bad. I don't have enough negative things to say about it. Nevertheless, I spent like 2 hours watching it. So I'm pretty dumb.
Wasted.
Wasted, honestly. Those 2 hours wasted of my life. But if the thing
I
with me
see.
is like I'll see a Netflix original. Oh, it looks so dumb, and then I'll proceed to watch it over and over again because I have nothing else to do with my life. You know. Uh,
Oh gosh.
And I feel like there's really not that much to roast about Netflix originals because they're all the same. Like they're all like trashy, and they're trashy in the same ways per like trashy directing, trashy acting, trashy plot, trashy character writing. And when you like try to summarize it and like I'm gonna roast like 5 Netflix movies today and you found out like they all have the same problem and then it gets pretty boring because it's all the same.
yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing. I was just also thinking back. Like, I have the same things to say about each one. Like, I don't have anything new to say. Like, what am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, but then this was like no. Like, they all have the same flaws.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Well, anyways, we'll move on to the next one, and then we can. Yeah. Okay. So the next one. This is the second season actually came out. I think maybe a few weeks back. The show is called Never Have I Ever. Now I can talk about this because as a person, as an Indian American, or not
Oh.
American, but like American continent, um, I can speak about how relatable it is. Um, so the first season was pretty bad in my opinion. Of course, again, I watched the entire thing. I spent hours binging it, but I still found it terrible. I found the acting pretty terrible. There is this face that I cannot explain that the main actress does. It's like this weird smirk, and it annoys me so much. It's like that. I can't even replicate it. It's like it's a smirk, but it's not a smirk.
We're just desperately fishing for things to say that we're just talking about facial expressions now.
I know, it's oh my god, but it just had to be said though. I don't know what possesses her to make that face, but anyway, she does. But I found the whole like I don't think like they think that teens are really obsessed with certain stuff.
Why don't they just get the opinion of a teen?
Exactly, and the thing is, oh, another thing that really bothered me, the girl was just 18, and the male lead was 30. He was like 29, 30. And so she had to kiss him. And like one of the big storylines in the show is that she has like these adult desires with this guy, and that really freaked me out. Like I feel like oh, but it's acting. They're just actors. That's their job. It's like
Why
how
would you
actually
make your
like it.
storyline that?
I don't know. It's actually one of the big storylines, and it's not the entire thing because it explores a lot of things in her life. It's also pretty like random. I feel like there's some random white guy narrating the entire thing. There you could have found someone else, but then so there's that, right? Then there's the so unnecessarily dramatic storyline of how her father died, and then she got paralyzed, but she didn't even fall or anything. But then, because of this guy, the male lead that she saw, she got up, and then she didn't even realize that she got up from her paralysis. Anyways, it's pretty weird and dramatic. And then the second season came out. I found this season to be much better. It was definitely more improved with a better quality storyline. So, I mean, I think that was good. I don't find the actors and actresses to be that great. I think they just really, I think this is a Netflix thing, but they need to like find, they need to get the opinions of real teams because they're using all this weird lingo. Like, they're talking about a sleepover, and then this one was like, oh yeah, this sleepover is going to be lit. I don't know anyone who has said the word lit unironically in the past 2 years. Charlotte is like stifling, I don't know.
I feel like sometimes screenwriters just pretend that they know what Gen Z teenagers are thinking about, and then they write stuff. That's what normally like my mom or my dad says when they're trying to like talk to me. And just imagination.
Okay, so I was saying, I think there were two I think they're Netflix original shows, but correct me if I'm wrong, they might be movies. I am not sure, as I do not have this platform. Anyway, they were kind of like circling around social media, especially kind of in the fashion world. One of them is Bridgerton, and the other one is Emily in Paris. So let's talk about those two, because I've heard of those two, and they've been going around for a year now, around.
I wanted to add Emily in Paris because...
Petition for Saisha in Paris! Subscribe to fund her airplane ticket.
Go find me!
I had to watch this video because it's pretty, like, important, so I have to watch this video. It's careful now. So, but it's so dumb. It was so dumb. First of all, they show Paris as if it's like as if it's like a French Love Island. You know the show Love Island? It's as if it's like a French Love Island, but it's no competition. It's just people hooking up with other people all the time, and she's constantly getting hit on, and she has no personality whatsoever. She's just a really annoying girl who has this extremely American view of Paris. And it's actually, at some points, it's infuriating to see how ignorant she is. First of all, she thinks she can come to her country without knowing the language, without knowing the culture, and just fit in. And she gets mad when her coworkers don't accept her, because she can't speak French. She didn't try to even learn a thing about French culture. So, of course, her coworkers aren't going to like her. And so then she's kind of like confused, like, oh, why are they talking to me? Why don't they like me? Why are they making fun of me in French? Well, there must be a reason for it. But anyways, she like, she acts so stupid throughout the entire thing. And I don't even know what to say about it. And the fashion. Oh, the fashion. Lord help the fashion in that show. I know that it was trying to be one of those things that, like,
sets trends.
Yeah, like, you know how in the show Friends, a lot of people still love the fashion and that? I think they were trying to do something like that.
Charlotte is nodding aggressively.
Very, very aggressively. Oh my god.
I love Monica's whole outfit, but back to Emily.
I know, I love Monica's clothes. Anyways.
Yeah, but I think they really tried to do something there, but they did not give what they wanted to give. It was giving very, like, cheap American clothing vibes, you know? Yeah, like trashy American.
Definitely not a designer wardrobe.
The thing is, like, all the clothes that she wore were, like, really, really high brand. They were, like, Chanel, and Gucci and stuff, but they look
Oh.
pretty bad. Yeah, that's all I was gonna say.
Have you seen, maybe we can edit like a picture onto the screen, but have you seen those Gucci jeans that were like supposedly grass stained jeans? Have you seen that meme? Well, anyway, they literally like put a green stain on a pair of jeans, slapped a $1,000 price point on it, and it's like, yeah, this is the new trend. Like, you could have bought those from me for $1,000 when I was like 5 and rolling in the ground and down a hill, you know?
Wait, have you heard of those Gucci swimsuits? Like, the swimsuit can't even touch water. Like, you literally can't even go into a pool with that swimsuit on.
Wait, but what's the point of that? Oh my god.
Exactly.
For the influencers who just want pictures and not to swim.
Yeah.
You'll never know if
I
they
don't-
can actually swim or not. Anyway.
I don't know if it was, what do you call it? Louis Vuitton. It's some Louis Vuitton, Gucci, I'm not sure. Some high brand literally made some Indian-like clothing. It's called a salwar kameez, which is basically like a long dress from your like pants, and then there's like a long scarf that you either put over your shoulder or you put to cover your chest. That's the best way I can explain it. But they made something like that, and they sold it for like $1,000, and all of it, and like every single Indian was shocked because like you can get that on the streets of India for like not even $5, but yet you're selling it for $1,000. So you know, it's just high fashion sometimes seems like not the right high. It seems like drug high fashion.
Don't do drugs,
I
kids.
do drugs.
Don't.
Don't
Do
do
not.
drugs, of course.
Okay, but back to Bridgerton now.
Yeah.
Have you watched Bridgerton?
Not really.
I tried to. I was with my mom and we were scrolling through Netflix, and we were like, sure, let's watch this. So we watch it, and then like maybe 2 minutes into it, there's a very explicit scene. And I'm with my mom, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to find the remote to like turn it off. It's like really awkward, and then they're like huffing and puffing really, really loudly. I'm like, oh god.
Awkward.
Very, very awkward.
Okay,
yeah.
so about the wardrobe, I honestly can't say more than I knew than Saisha probably could, but I think they're literally just trying too hard to recreate Renaissance wardrobes.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
like
get
the
what you mean.
corset and then like what's it called? I don't know, bustier. I don't know. I don't know vocabulary. I'm not a medieval princess. But anyway, again,
You are a princess of modern day.
aw. So are you.
Aw, thank you. So is Saisha.
We all are. Woo!
We're all
The princess
$1,000
trio.
Gucci Grasstein jeans for us.
Fun fact: my name actually means princess. So
Oh.
you're not being wrong
Woo!
there. Okay.
Not sure
what
what
was I
my
gonna say?
name
Yeah.
means.
So the Bridgerton fashion thing. I feel like people here are really, really obsessed with vintage fashion. Whether it's like medieval fashion or like 80s, they're so obsessed with it. Like they don't like fashion now. They like fashion from like back then. So I think it was kind of only natural that people were to, find the Bridgerton vibes and the Bridgerton costumes to be cool. But I didn't find it great. I found it like Renaissance-y, and I don't like Renaissance. So, I mean, I think it's more of a personal style, or personal,
So if you like
choice.
the Renaissance flair, then go check out Bridgerton. Okay,
Yeah.
so Charlotte, I just searched up your name meaning, and basically it means free, but it says it's derived from Charlotte, which is a male name, and then I just searched up Charlotte's real meaning, and then it says derived from the male named Charles. It means free man, and I'm
I'm free, guys.
anyway.
Yay, freedom.
Anyway. But
Oh,
it's the
search
same.
the
It's the
glass
same
princess.
name as the Princess of Cambridge, so you are a princess.
Yeah.
Yay!
Saisha, do you have any more titles on your list?
I do. Do you? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about Neville Better. I'll just like.
Sorry, I
Okay.
interrupted you again.
Oh no, it's okay, it's okay. No, you should know that my brain doesn't work anymore. I don't know how to socialize. I don't know how to talk. When I go to school, it's going to be a problem. Anyways,
I'll help you out.
thank you very much.
I'll be
It
like,
means so
Saisha's
much.
gonna be like, ha 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 ha, and good, like, hi. She's
Hi.
saying hi. That's Saisha. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Brianna speaks fluent Saisha.
I speak fluent. Been out of quarantine for long enough. Anyway.
So yeah. So if we're ignoring the pretty cringy storyline plots, the fact that the main character, Davy, makes horrible decisions. She literally is the dumbest person on earth. Anyways, ignoring all of that, I think what a lot of people were excited about for this show, at least the like basic community, was like finally we have representation. But when the thing came out, the first season, I was like, this is what we were hyped for. This is what we represent. Like, I didn't find it to be good representation. First of all, one, she's pretty dumb. Two, she absolutely hates her culture, and she like denounces it so much. And oh wow, okay. And she just, I don't know how to explain it, but it seems like she's always trying to take the Indian out of her, and then yeah,
That's
I
not
feel like
good.
that's a struggle. That's a struggle that a lot of like kids here have, and I get it. But they just overdo it. I feel like they could have done so much more with it, but I feel like it just wasn't relatable as an Indian American myself. And I know that like the experience varies from person to person, but it's just so like more than anything, it enforced stereotypes. It enforced the Asian tiger parent stereotype. It enforced the all Asians are good at math stereotype. The unaffectionate Asian parent stereotype. But they enforce so many stereotypes in the thing. And it's not about whether it's true or not. It's just about like what you could do with this show is not enforce those stereotypes, not give people reasons to look at us with that filter, but instead they completely do the opposite. They enforced those stereotypes and they pushed it, and they were like, haha, but we're like, no, it's not haha. It's not haha. So yeah, that's like my overall consensus of the thing. That was so messy, but hopefully you get the point.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're just dwindling around the point that they're trying way too hard
Yes.
in advertising, in wardrobe, in trying to relate to Gen Z, but failing really badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their window is not lit.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the call like right now. So do the outro.
Right, so thank you to our lovely Saisha, our lovely princess, for commentating and helping us understand the tragedy of Netflix originals. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry for the messiness.
Thank you for like watching so much,
So that
so
we
many
don't
trashy
have to.
shows and series. I'm praying for you.
Thank you. I need all the prayers I can get.
And as usual, thank you so much to our listeners, to whoever is listening, to our voices. We appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you think on Bridgerton's wardrobe.
Yes. We need to get all the opinions we can, because I really hope I'm not the only one who thinks this way.
And we'll see you
Next Saturday at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.